Hey, what's going on? So, I'm a really good content creator, as you guys know. So, I just did a session of Tower of Fantasy, and I did not. Actually, it's not really my fault. I looked at my mic's on, but it decided not to record because OBS decided that the mic that I've been using to record for all these months, just disable it. Just disable it. So, what I'm going to be doing is you guys can, I guess, visually see my reactions. Visually see my reactions, and I'll have to give commentary after the fact. That's the best thing I could do at the moment. So what I was thinking about this moment was kind of cool, right? So I know you guys see my mouth moving, but it's gonna be different. I know, please deal with it. So this game is very Walking Dead-ish, very zombie-esque. It seems as though, and I'm explaining it as it's happening, right? Is that the suppressor is suppressing them from this disease that's going through that. Now, since she overloaded her suppressor, as you can see, she's becoming very diseased, right? So, and this is crazy, right?
Shirley! Shirley! I'm gonna sedate her. Hold her still.
Boom, get it with the sedation. And it looks all good. Now, this is the part that I found was a little bit weird. It's very Walking Dead. It's very super Walking Dead.
Did I hurt someone?
Shirley.
I don't want this. Zeke, you know what you have to do.
I can't.
Remember our rule.
So, I think they're gonna explain it what the supposed rule is, right? Like, you have to kill your loved one or something of that nature.
I don't have much time left, Zeke. Don't let me become one of those things, please. Just do it, Zeke!
There's no time left.
As I said, Zeke made the rules.
You have to do it, Zeke.
This is my favorite part. Everyone leave,
Enough. Everyone leave.
and for some reason he leaves. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. That's what I'm laughing about if you look in the clip. Now, the thing that I wanted to discuss with this being said is that how do you guys feel about that? If in The Walking Dead or the way that they're doing it is that the loved one has to do it. You have to off your person that gets infected, right? And I was saying, and I'm curious what you guys think. Do you guys think that that's a thing that you would want to do? I even made an example that if you were in a doctor's office, you might make the decision to do it, but you're not the one that ultimately, turns the knob, or there's stuff like that. You don't really do it. Even if someone gets a death sentence or a death penalty, like, you're not the one to physically do it. Like, you make the decision, things like that. And I find it weird that they're forcing the brother here as Zeke to then try to off his sister because she's infected or she cannot hold back the infection anymore. Would you guys want it? Would you guys want to be the ones that make the decision, or would you want to be the one to make the decision and do the execution as well? I think that that's a really rough thing to do. Walking Dead also had a situation like that. I think it was the first episode of this, not the actual TV series. I'm talking about the video game. Clementine. They actually had it that Kenny and his son Duck, his son, gets infected, and they do have I think if I remember correctly, they ask you, do you want to kill the kid for Kenny or have him do it because he's the father? And I just find that just to be insane of a decision to give to a father. But maybe some people would rather do it themselves. And I have no kids, so I can't really, have no kids. I have a sister. I wouldn't necessarily want to kill my sister. I wouldn't mind making the decision, but I don't think I'd want to specifically kill her because she's infected by something. I physically do it. Wouldn't want to do it. I'd make the decision, say my goodbyes, and then be able to walk away peacefully. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm curious. Now, this is the next thing that I wanted to showcase, so let's play it on. Pretty much inside this, Paulo was starting to track Zeke, so he found this video that's technically on his little home drive on his little laptop. and it's a video about the Hairs of Ida, and
can
it's the
see
leader.
it.
His name is Sage, right? So
Your
this
sorrow,
speech, which is
your
very loud for some
sadness,
reason,
Your weakness.
it talks
I
about
can
the
see
story.
all
So I'm
your
actually gonna stay mostly
self-pity.
quiet for this, and then I'll talk about
Cursing your
afterwards.
cruel
But it kind of
fate.
explains some stuff. So let's listen together.
But calamity is not without hope. The root of the curse has long been buried.
Right?
It is etched deep within your bones.
Just a slight pause there. The root is damn it. The root is in your. The root of the curse is not like it's been long since buried, and it's in your bones. So it's just like The Walking Dead. Like eventually, the weird part about Walking Dead is that the disease, right? The disease is like inside of you. It's like it's inside of you or whatever like that. So when you randomly die, you just turn or whatever like that. So it's very similar, right?
Inundated in flesh and blood. You have all forgotten how the world used to be. You have all forgotten this world belonged to humanity,
That's correct.
but mortals are puppets of desire.
That is also correct.
They raised the tower of fantasy, grasping at omnium from above. How grand, how ridiculous. Those on the ground cower in the shadow.
And you can see like something bad
While
happened.
the pestilential aberration runs rampant, and the fools behind this sit high above in Hykros.
And I want to pause it there again. So the people, what this guy is saying that pretty much like they ruined the world, and they ruined the world, and they are saying that they're trying to fix it, but they're also the ones that caused it in the first place. In the Tower of Fantasy, it also reminds me of like the Tower of Babel. Like they built this big ass tower, and then all of a sudden it messed up. But also with it messing up, created the aberration, created the disease. So it's definitely a little bit better explained than like The Walking Dead, where everyone's just kind of walking around as zombies and like no one really truly knows why that's happening. At least here it's like explained that it's the cause of a organization that did it. So at least I kind of like that, right?
In their foolish attempt to rebuild a new order that is merely a trap, and the rest of humanity are but flies. Lost lambs, have you sincerely repented? When will the savior you call for arrive? Knock hard at the gates of fate. The fertile soil will be sowed with your own hands. Heirs of Ida, there is no need to mourn the dead. The gates of heaven are never closed. I will witness every sacrifice with my own eyes. They will bring about a new order. And this world
And this is supposed to be
will
Zeke
be
and Shirley.
reborn from ashes.
And it also gives a credence to when this guy says that, Zeke says that he's bringing Shirley home, and home is with the Hairs of Ida, because as you can see it from that clip, that they were there when this guy was making this big old speech. So it's kind of cool, definitely. Alright, so we have our first little dungeon that they put into the game that you have to go through the story mode. It's not that bad. I find it was okay. I think it was enjoyable. Little puppet thing here at the most part. I'm gonna be fast forwarding it because at the end of the day, it's just a little dungeon. It's just like a small thing. There was really no puzzles in it. But what I will skip over to is the actual little boss encounter, and I'll let that run in its entirety so you guys can see it. It had some pretty cool moments as far as like throwing barrels and stuff like that and utilizing stuff. It was very similar to Genshin, but I just really want to go over and just showcase the loveliness that is the boss encounter. All right, so here is the boss encounter. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna let this ride out for its entirety. So, you know, just in case I die or something like that, you know, I'm not trying to hide nothing. I ain't trying to hide nothing. But it has a really cool thing. So if you break this, I don't know if this works in PvP as well, but if you break this character's like posture almost, like you can climb on the back of it. It does tell me that in the beginning, but I was like, yeah, cool. So first of all, it starts busting shots. I'm like, God damn, you need to relax. All right, so I'm trying to hit it, see if it has like a weak point thing. Figured I'd just pop it out, shoot it mad times with the gun. And by the way, I will be doing my summons. I'll show my summons after this because that's when I did them. So boom, doing some damage. I think I am using the fire barrage that you actually get in this dungeon. So just doing some massive damage. Actually, now that I'm looking at my HP, I definitely got hit a couple times. Ooh, did the super dodge. Which time in effect, doing as much damage as I can. Using a discharge again. Dodge out of the way of that. Easy cakes. Go back into it for some reasons I don't know. Easy dodging. Boom. Hitting them back. Pretty easy, pretty simple boss. He's not really doing too much. I was trying to get a witch time there, didn't get it. And I like that when you do certain skills of the switching, the discharge, you actually have like iframes. So that's pretty good to know. Boom, hit him with the uppercut, and I'm like, oh, now I can use the mount attack. And the mount attack seems like you just mash buttons. And I was saying here is that I really hope that they have different animations for each monster when you mount them. And the little scientist gets away, and I was very pissed about that. But I really hope that they have different animations for the guys, like when you mount them and when you break the stuff. That'd be fantastic. Hopefully that's a thing. But that was the first little dungeon, very easy, and I'm looking forward to see what the other ones have to offer. All right, so here's the summons. Now, I did a Black Nucleus summon first. I thought I was making a mistake, but it seems like the Black Nucleus, you can get SSRs from what I was reading, but I guess like they're just very low chance of getting that. As you can see here, I got a bunch of like random stuff. I was like, bro, I think I summoned on the wrong banner. I was definitely terrified of doing these summons, and it's still weird to do summons after the fact because I feel like you lose the hype aspect of it, of like being surprised by stuff. But I'll have to definitely go on the record that I definitely think that the summons in this game, at least the animation, the hype behind it is almost non-existent. Like this is the hypest part of it, right? So you're watching it and you're thinking it looks pretty cool. I love the music. It's very Marvel intro. You just gotta pay attention. You can see boom, stayed purple, so that means it's purple. That is going to be the highest thing in the poll, and that's about it. Like, and I feel like once you see like the delay kind of is hype, because like you're looking at the delay, you're hoping you see something pop, and if it doesn't pop, then you're like, oh, okay, you know, I didn't get anything. But I don't know, I think that they could have did it better. And there we go, got a dupe. And again, I don't know how good dupes are in here, but it, you know, that was the best that they could do. You know, I got one dupe of that character, so I think the Echo, which I do like her. I like that she has the dash stun, which is really, really good. And that's going to be it for that poll. And these are obviously the gold nucleus summons. So this is me summoning on that first banner. I don't know if that could have just summoned this on the Nemesis banner, but here we go one more time. So I'm like, okay, let's see if we can try our luck again. Beautiful animation starting off, but then it goes into, you know, see blue, purple, and you're hoping for that next hit right there. You're hoping that it extends and turns yellow or orange or whatever the color it is. Now, what I was asking in the video here is like, do you guys know, like, is there a reason why it's always yellow or gold or something like that? Do they just synergize with it? So boom, we get a new character, the Staff of Scars, which I've seen people, I think I've seen some videos of people using it. Or maybe it's another one and I just assume that's the same one. So that's pretty cool. So we got a new SR, so that's cool. You know, you always want variety in the games like this. I don't know how important dupes are, but normally you want variety first before dupes. That's how everyone normally thinks. That's how everyone operates in these types of games. But luckily for this game, they said, well, screw you, here's another dupe. So we got a dupe of the first thing that we got, and then the second time we get one new thing and then a dupe of that same new thing in the same poll. Now, I've heard that there is a pity, right? A 30 soft pity or invisible pity or whatever. It does say 80, right? But hopefully, you know, 30 is good enough. I think it's just because I read that the chance of getting an SSR goes up every summon. by a small margin. So here we go, blue, then you see purple, then you see the yellow, red, orange-ish glow, and then that's how you know, boom, you got an SSR. Now this could be a double, could be a single, nobody knows. So we just gotta sit through it. And then all these dupe, the composite bows, got 10,000 of those. We got a bunch of frost spears. We have a bunch of the weapon battery. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't understand these other things that are in the banner. I'm just more accustomed to stuff that makes sense. Like it's just another character, but they fuse their characters with weapons. So, where you see that delay, the delay is kind of spicy, right? It actually builds some anticipation, in my opinion. But boom, there we go. So, and you see how like anticlimactic that was? So even when I got it, I was like, cool. We got Rosie's Edge, which is obviously the ice swinging chick. The first chick I said on my thing, that's like really good. And then we get another dupe of Echo because, screw us. And I think that's really about it. Like I didn't really get too much. I think the animation, after seeing so many animations like from Fire Emblem, Dislight, Fire Emblem, Full Metal Alchemist, Dislight, so many of the games, they really do a great job. Doing like a little smooth animation or something like that, just to kind of showcase the character, make you hype that you got them, especially if you were gunning for it. But that one is just like, hi, here it is. I think Genshin is very similar to the boringness of it. You just kind of do that, and this is just me like looking at the numbers of it. So then I eventually go do a pull on the Nemesis banner, because those were the gold nucleuses, and so I was like, well, what are the black ones or the black crystals for? And I just did the math. So it's 1,500 to do a pull of the dark crystals, and then you should be fine there. So we are gonna do one on here eventually. I don't know when. What's taking me so long? No, because I'm explaining it. Obviously, it's easier. It's weirder to do post commentary on your own video while you're talking and saying different words as the other person that is clearly talking. But I'm just going back and forth trying to do the math. So I know that Nemesis is a good character. I've seen it everywhere that she's a good character. I'm watching on the side Clint do his wolf games, like Cell games, and some people are using her, and it seems like it's really good. And it's just me checking out the shop. Let me just fast forward to when I actually do the poll. All right, here we go. Finally made the decision. And as you can see, I got purple. I just wanted to show you guys I got shafted, so I didn't, so people didn't think I was hiding the SSR up my sleeve or something like that. I got dafted, baby. Don't you worry. And how did I get shafted, you may ask? Oh, I'm so happy you asked. What SR did I get? It couldn't possibly be another dupe out of the only 2 SRs that I have. Oh, absolutely it is. So yes, it is, of course. What were you thinking? What were you thinking? What was I thinking? And pretty much that's it. The next part is that we actually go to Hycros, which is pretty cool. I could show little its and bits of it, but I think it'd be quicker for me to just explain to you what happened. So when we go back to Hycros, they say that, we used to actually work for Hycros before we got our memories wiped. So we're actually enforced, so we have the abilities of their soldiers. So he's like, yo, you're one of us. That's pretty cool. We had a virus in our system, which makes sense. We got our memory wipe. Of course, they're gonna put some oogie boogies in there. So we work for Hycros, which is pretty interesting. So, and I think that's where the rest of our little missions are gonna come from for like the duration of the story. We have to clean up the world. So we're actually part of this whole save and clean up the world and stuff like that. We've been given the capabilities to do so. That's probably why we're as strong as we are. And that's really about it as far as anything. Like there was a little bomb scenario, but that was just something that you did in like 2 seconds. There was no real fighting. I got so pissed because I got all those new stuff. I upgraded my weapons and I didn't even get to fight with them. There was no battles. It was just defuse a bomb, which was just like very simple thing. And that's pretty much, like I said, that's pretty much all that happened. Nothing too crazy. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I did this video much differently because of that, but I didn't want to just scrap the video entirely. I hate doing that, but I kind of wanted to discuss and talk about the things that I really thought were really important within the time that I recorded. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're looking forward to more Tower Fantasy, feel free to follow and subscribe. I've been getting a decent amount of comments, and I like comments. We get to talk, and I really hope you guys answer those questions I asked earlier in the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.